How am I today? I've been better, but I'm trying to cheer myself up. Basically, I got in arguments with annoying people online, and it's my own fault. Hopefully this works. I think that's working. Why are these ladies on the screen? Because we're gonna do some ranking. Oh, thank you, Seiwai-He. Thank you. I do like money. Money is a good way to cheer me up. Taking up crochet. Oh, that's cool. I don't recognize a few of these signs. Me neither. So I'm gonna be skipping a few of them. Most definitely. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them are not technically scions either. But either way. Hi, Jeremiah. Can I put myself in F tier? Impossible. You play the Warrior of Light. Warrior of Light is automatically SS plus tier. Which is why they're not here, because they're obviously the strongest scion. Like, no contest. I think Estinian would give them a run for their money, but otherwise... In fact, where is Estinian? Hold up a minute. Is Estinian on this list? He's not. Hold on. Not updated to Endwalker, yeah. Can I edit this? What about Tataru? She's right there. There are some in there that aren't even scions, yeah, but I like their inclusion, because I like to account for them as well. Yeah, where is Estinian? He's really the only one missing from the list. But, let's see. Can I, like... Save as... No, not print. Save as... No. The Noah guy isn't even a scion, yeah. Shall we put it in Photoshop? Maybe. Maybe I'll just look up, let's see. Final Fantasy 14 Scions. Scions of the Seventh Dawn Endwalker, there we go. There we go. That's a bigger list. Hey, even Scion B team is on there as well. Okay. Rambros is an Archon, yeah. There we go. Okay. So, hello everybody. I'm doing a tier list because tier lists are fun, including all the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. If you've not played through Endwalker, there will be spoilers ahead. Potentially. Not a lot of spoilers, more than Shadowbringers, but Shadowbringers and onward spoilers. So yeah, we are going by power scaling, so how powerful they are, how great of combatants they are. Basically, how I'm doing this is everyone in C tier can beat everyone in D tier, everyone in B tier can beat C tier, etc., etc. And these are all arbitrary and made up and based on my opinions. So if you don't like it, make your own. Why is Alphino on there twice? Ooh. Okay, so starting at the bottom. I'm gonna start at the bottom. And I know people joke, haha, lol, strongest Scion, but I think we have to be pragmatic here. We need to be real. I think Tataru is the weakest Scion. Not because she has no power, she has a lot of financial power, but she is just a civilian. She does not have any... I know, she's gonna come for me eventually. She's gonna come for me one day and she's gonna kill me. But yeah, she doesn't really have any martial capabilities. I know there's that one meme that yeah, people are already getting upset. There's the one meme about how, oh, she can send a carbuncle really far away. And sure, but you know, she has to be able to put it in practice. There is no measurable feats that Tataru has made. So I think she goes at the bottom. Yeah, she has the real power, capitalism. But I mean, like, in a one-on-one fight, which I guess you could argue. Look, come on, let's just put the jokes aside for a little bit. Let's see, who's next? Thing is, I'm not too familiar with Scion B team, so I don't really know where to put them. I think I'll just put them as a unit. I think next... Oh man, I'm just gonna make more people mad, aren't I? I think next on the list is Flamine. I think Flamine is more capable than Tataru, in the fact that she has done combat in her past. Wait a minute, what the hell is that noise? Indestructible Boy, thank you for the raid! So yeah, Flamine is acrobatic. She was spry in her younger years, but she's old now, and I know she doesn't look it, but, you know, her skills now rely more on her wisdom. So I think she is more wise than Tataru. She has more experience than Tataru, but she, for all intents and purposes, is also a civilian. Hi, Tilly! Also, I gotta say thank you for joining me for so many streams, Tilly. I see you in the chat, and I don't say hi all the time because I'm busy doing other stuff, but I recognize, I notice you. Thanks for watching my streams. But yeah, Flamine, I think, is next. And then I think that takes it for D tier. I think everybody else is C and above. And I think next on C tier, I'm gonna put basically everyone that I don't recognize from the Scion B team. And that's this guy, this girl, her, I think, this old guy, I do kind of recognize him. The Makote, I think he goes a little bit higher because I'm biased. I think Hoary Boulder is definitely like on the high end of Scion B team, along with Colton A. They're like top tier B team. Although, I'll have to think on that. And yeah, there's Aker Boulder as well, his brother. Riol, I think Riol is actually at the top because Riol has battle experience. I think he has the most experience out of all of them. I don't know where to put you. I don't know where to put you. I don't know where to put you. Let's see. Okay, that leaves everyone that I do recognize. All right. Riol might be B. He might. He did fight Titan. Company of Heroes. Infiltration experience. Okay, you've talked me up. I think Riol is definitely a B tier, at least low B. But yeah, I think the entirety of Scion B team goes in C tier. They are decent, competent adventurers. They are competent adventurers. Yes, I was just about to get to that, Fear Deviant. I also think that Kryl is somewhere in the C tier. Kryl is also a non-combatant. She does have some powers. I would say I'm going to put her high C, just because she is also, like Riol, very experienced, and I think experience comes a lot to help raw power. Yeah, Yugiri should be here. But then we're just extending the list to beyond the Scions now. Is this stream heavy spoilers? It will be, yes. I think so, yeah. Kryl gotta be above Riol? No, I don't think so. Kryl knows magic, Kryl knows healing, Kryl is very attuned to ether and has the echo, but I think Riol would beat her just through sheer power. Like, he is more of a combatant. He has more combat experience. Kryl is more of a researcher. She's a scholar, right? Yeah, she's an academic. She has a lot of smarts. Who I put at the bottom of C tier, maybe the middle, is Minfilia. So Minfilia is heavily implied to have some martial prowess, as taught by Thancred, but what I've learned, you know, at least what I know from playing ARR onwards, we never see them. Yeah, she's an admin. She's the antecedent. She supposedly is good with a dagger as trained by Thancred, but we never see that. She hosted Heidelin for a bit, yeah, but I don't know, she didn't do much with it. Just like, I'm not counting hosting Heidelin for Kryl's power level. Because that's really, like, at that point, is it really Minfilia or is it Heidelin doing all of that? And that's what I believe is more Heidelin than Minfilia. I'm going to put her in the middle because I'm sure she could hold her own against Scion B team, but not all of them. And I think that's going to make it for C team, for C tier, rather. And let's see, who goes next to Riol? I'm gonna put Ida below Riol, and I believe this because Ida is hot-headed and rash and young, and she does have a lot of power behind her, but she doesn't know where to direct it, you know, all the time. Where does Victor fit? Victor, as well as every Warrior of Light, is double S tier because the Warrior of Light is broken OP. Bye, sweet. I love you. Let's see. Separating Ida and Lise? Yes, because although they are technically the same character, they are the same character at different points in time, and this music is really loud. Hold on. They're the same character at different points in time, and they might, like, on a meta level, they might as well be different characters because no essence of Ida remains in Heavensward onward. And Lise she might as well be a different character, right? I know lore-wise, timeline-wise, they're the same character, but I understand why they split them up. Yeah, I think Ida is low B tier because I think she could beat everyone in C tier, but she can't beat Riol because she is not as experienced. Above Riol, I am gonna put Moanbreed. No, I'm gonna put Moanbreeda below Riol. I know, blasphemy. I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. Moonbreeda is a decent fighter. She is pretty good. She's smart. She's very, very well studied. But similar to Ida, she is rash, as shown by the small amount of time we see her. Yeah, we sadly didn't see a lot of Moonbreeda, so I'm making a lot of assumptions here. I do think she could beat Ida. I do think she could beat most of B team. You know, B tier's not bad. Riol's in B tier. Riol beat Titan. I believe everyone in B tier could beat Titan. I think the upper half of C tier could beat Titan. Yeah, we don't. The problem is we don't have enough time with her, right? So we can't know for sure. Let's see. I just don't have much to say about her. All right, now here's a hot take that's gonna make a lot of people mad. Here's a hot take. All right, get ready. Don't shoot me, chat. Don't shoot me. I think Alize is strong, but Alize needs to think. She needs to think, Alize. Listen. I know. Just hear me out. All right, Alize is strong. I will not deny that. I think on a sheer power scale, Alize beats everyone on this list so far, including her brother. I think on a sheer power scale, she beats everyone. But she lacks experience and discipline. I think if we gave her like just a few more years of training, she got a big training boost in Shadowbringers, for sure. But I still think she needs a bit more discipline. If she had just like, you compare her, like how much she's gone through compared to Alphino, like Alphino has her beat. That's my opinion. I think Alphino definitely has her beat. You can say that she's stronger than Alphino in a way, then yes, I agree with you, but I think just the sheer knowledge and level-headedness and just cleverness that Alphino has gives him an edge. And now I'm going to go put on my protective suit for all of the people who will come kill me. I think Alphino is the highest B tier on the list for that very reason. He had to, like Alize, he had to grow up very fast. He had to learn the bitter taste of betrayal and defeat many, many, many times. And he has leadership skills. You know, that means he is a strategist. And even if you can't strategize a group, you can strategize yourself. You know, he's good at thinking outside of the box. And if you still think that Alize is stronger than Alphino, like by the time Endwalker happens, what is the first thing we see them do in the Endwalker trailer? Alphino saving Alize's ass. I love you, Alize. Please don't kill me. Okay, and that takes care of B tier, I think. Now. He didn't save her? Well, he, like, healed her. I don't know. I gave my reasons. You can take him or leave him. So, at the bottom of A tier, I am gonna put Papa Limo. Partly similar to Moonbreeda, we don't see a lot from him, but we do know he is very smart. He is wise. He has a lot of years under his belt. Yep, he did contain a primal with the help of Tube Samadhi. We just don't see a lot of him. I just need to see more of him to know for sure, you know? I don't put him in S tier because I don't believe that he beats everyone else in A tier that I'm going to put. He literally contains Shinryu. Yes, that is true. With help. But then how much help am I willing to extend? Like how much? Yeah, with the help of the relic. But then again, so did Louis Soir. But I guess that goes into the debate of how much are we including as part of them? Like how much of their equipment is part of them, right? How much counts? And I'm going to say, although it does count, I'm going to say it counts partly, just for me. Is this a power ranking? Yes. It's emptied that he's one of the most powerful mages on the planet at this time. Well, he's dead. And also, we don't see a lot of his feats. We see one major feat. He contains Shinryu, yes, but I would like to ask you a question. Do you think Urianger would be able to contain Shinryu given the same circumstances? And I think yes. Y'shtola, yes. Thancred, probably not. Lys, probably not. Graha, yes. Estinian, maybe. That is why I believe him low. Actually, you know what? I know someone lower than him. I know 2 people lower than him. So I'm going to put them right now. I'm going to put Lise below Papalimo. Because now, you know, by the time at the end of Stormblood, she's a general. She has been through a war. She has her own amount of experience in growing up and stuff. She's a full-grown adult. So I believe she beats the twins because of that. And just, you know, getting more combat experience out in the field. And I'm going to put Arenvald between the 2. Because Arenvald is a very skilled combatant. Now, this is going to be before he gets his legs stop working. She also gets proper monk training. Yes, that's true. Arenvald has one major thing above Lise, and that is he has the Echo. And that has who knows what, you know, enhancements to his combat abilities, you know. He is also a very strong combatant. I also believe that he is just more strong of mind than Lise. He is more level-headed. He does not seem to hesitate as much as Lise in, you know, some ways. I know Lise doesn't hesitate all the time, but he is very, very cool-headed. He keeps a cool head. And here's gonna be some more blasphemy. I'm gonna put Thancred above Papalimo. Actually, do I? I don't know, actually. I think it's a toss-up between the 2. I'm counting him before, or rather, I'm counting him after he gets his ether manipulation removal from him, right? Thancred is strong. He's strong in an unconventional way. He doesn't use ether. Well, he can, but it ruins him, basically, when he does. So he might as well not use ether anymore. But he has found he is very resourceful. Like, you gotta remember, he went toe-to-toe with Ranjit without being able to use ether properly. Ranjit, who kicked our ass and kicked the ass of pretty much every Scion in Shadowbringers. He punched a big monster in Heavensward with his bare fist while he was unable to use ether. So I think he has earned his spot an A tier. Like, if he can do all that without being able to wield magic, imagine what he could do with magic. However, the fact that he can't use magic, I think, makes it so that Urianger could defeat him with wits. Urianger is the premier unconventional powerhouse, I think, in the Scions, in that he uses his mind more than anyone. Now, Y'shtola does use her mind, but she also has raw power too. Urianger, not so. Unless they're in water. No, he's Jesus. He can walk on water. Urianger, I think, would have to use his brain more than any other Scion because of his lack in raw power. And his mind games would be able to do a lot of the work for him. Can he strategize himself? Yes. He is also an astrologian who has cards that can do all manner of things, right? He can practically read the future. Not as well as, say, someone with an echo or something, but yeah. Who is more intelligent, Urianger or Y'shtola? I think it's a toss-up. I think they are both. There's no one like definitive binary level that they are smartness. I know I use words really well, but they are both equally knowledgeable in different areas, I think. Yeah, different fields. But yeah, I believe that Urianger could outwit everyone below him. Papalimo would give him a run for his money, though. And right at the top of A tier, we're going to put Y'shtola. Much as I have my gripes about her as a character, I think Y'shtola is the most powerful conventional Scion. Because she has a lot of power behind her, being a sorceress, you know, black mage. And she is very smart. And she can literally see ether. That is such a major advantage that you cannot hide from her. Thancred can try and go invisible and uses espionage, but she can see you. Yeah, she can heal too. She's a black mage that can heal. Like, think about that. So she's, let's say, you know, you're just as smart as Urian J. You can outwit your opponents. You can trick them. You can 4D chess 5-head them into hurting themselves or doing something stupid. And you can drop fucking Fire 4 and Despair on them. And you can see them anywhere they go. You can see their heartbeat. You can see their soul. So I believe she is the highest A tier member. And now we go into the S tier. This is a entire different level of power and skill. And I'm gonna put... Oh, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Louisoix at the bottom. Now, there could be an argument made that Louisoix could beat Estinian. And I would not disagree with that. I just have a feeling in my guts. In my guts. You know? I don't have a good argument. Like, if somebody gave me, like, an actual profound argument as to why Louisoix would beat Estinian, I would probably agree with that. Like, I would be like, you're not wrong. But I think, in my mind, with enough tests, like... he would win 3 out of 10 fights against Estinian. But I think Estinian, he's old, like, Louisoix's old. He's not much of a combatant anymore. He's an Archon, so he's very smart, he's very clever, he's got a lot of experience, but he's getting up in years. He would not have the endurance or stamina to keep up with Estinian, I think. Whereas Estinian could probably take a good few hits and keep going. Yeah, he is very much glass cannon, where he would burn the candle super duper bright, but then not have much wax left over. Yeah, Estinian has absorbed the first brood's power. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now, here's the second highest, I believe, and I know it pains me too. It pains me. It pains me no matter who I put next, right? This is not an easy choice. But it's my boy G'raha. I'm sorry. G'raha. G'raha has 100+ years of experience. I know. I'm sorry, chat. I disappointed you. Okay, here's what I'll give. G'raha. He has 100, maybe 200 years of experience, right? Under his belt. He is one of very few characters that is an all-rounder. That means he is capable of every role at once. You know, most people have to train and dedicate themselves to that role by itself. You know, they have to specialize. Like Y'shtola, she can still heal, but she's primarily doing like offensive magic now, you know? Thancred can still do stealthy, but he's mostly tanking now. He's playing defensive, as he signifies in Shadowbringers. G'raha can do it all. Now, here's where I would put G'raha higher if he still had power attached to the Crystal Tower. If G'raha was still like Exarch mode and like attached to the Crystal Tower, no question, he would be in a tier of his own. He would be beyond. It's like not even in the same galaxy as the rest of the Scion. He's on another level. But G'raha, as he is now, is really strong, really experienced, and really capable. And I do think he could beat Grandpa Elf Jesus. G'raha would have Estinian on his back in 3 hits. I don't care. That's the thing. Here's what I think about S tier. You're probably right. You know, the thing is, I think everyone in S tier is interchangeable. And on a different day, I might feel different. Hell, tomorrow I might think Louisoix is the top of S tier. You know, tomorrow, the next day, I might think G'raha is S tier, top of S tier. You're not wrong. I don't disagree. This is just how I'm feeling at the moment. And you know, a lot of you hate me, and you're valid for that. I accept it. I accept your hate. And now here's my reason for why Estinian is the #1 Scion in terms of sheer power. Because on a sheer power scale, he is above everybody. So much. He has the power of Nidhogg, aka one of the first brood in him. And yeah, also because he's the Azure Dragoon as well. He's the Azure Dragoon, so of course he goes at the top. But he has the power of Nidhogg in him, imbued in his spear. He has so much experience fighting dragons. And he's no slouch. Like, he's dumb, but he's smart, you know? He's dumb when it comes to, like, social stuff, but if you fight him, he is going to kill you. He will not hesitate. You know, I think maybe that's where I give him the edge over the other two, is like, the other two would try and subdue you or like, knock you out. Estinian's gonna kill you, and he's not gonna stop. He has battle wits, yes. I think that, along with, he is in his prime, and his relentless endurance being a dragoon, he is constantly running around. Even Graha, when he got back to the source, he was like, I never realized how hungry it makes me to use magic. Like, Graha runs out of energy. But Estinian can become a tactical nuke like he just, like, is doing hopscotch. He can destroy an Imperial siege cannon. Thank you, Glaricus, for the well-done steak. He can destroy an Imperial siege cannon by himself. Maybe Graha can do that, but he's gonna be tired afterwards. Estinian can keep going. And that is why I believe Estinian is the strongest Scion. And you may send your angry emails to JoCat at JoCat.cat. And I will not be taking criticism at this time. And I'm going to launch Final Fantasy XIV and do some side quests. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on who the strongest Scions are. But honestly, like, let's all be real, right? There we go. Now the tier list is objective. Capitalism, the true power. He got bathed in Nidhogg's dragon blood and infused with it. Yeah. Have a nice day. This is a threat. Thank you. Money. Quick, somebody donate $100 to get the notification. Don't actually. I feel really bad. All right, let's play some Final Fantasy XIV. Where is Final Fantasy XIV? Game capture. Boop. There we go. Guildmage, yeah. So apparently there is a very special side quest that I should do. Never clean the dragon blood off you until you slurp up that magic and knowledge like osmosis through your skin. Gross! But possible. Did we ever find out what happened to Estinian in the alternate timeline? I don't think so. We didn't learn about a lot of what happened in the alternate timeline. I imagine he must have been one of the last few to go down. Maybe he just signed up as part of the war. I don't know. My Twitter said I had a VTuber thing. I do, but it's coming slowly. It's on its way. Didn't he get slayed by Black Rose? Maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, so according to my FC pals, there we go, Shadowed Pass. So this is going to be spoilers for post-Endwalker, so if you have not done post-Endwalker stuff, this is your warning. I'm also in, I think, where am I? Instance 1 of Radzatan. So apparently there's, after you beat the 6.2 MSQ, there's a side quest here that is very good that I should do. So I'm gonna do it. Why was the Warrior of Light not on that list? Because the Warrior of Light would be at the top. No question. I think the Warrior of Light could beat everyone on that list. And I have one strong piece of evidence on how. And that is the Warrior of Light beat Primal King Thornton and the Knights of the Round by themselves, single-handedly. Cannot, like, that is the canon of what happened. Like, sure, we go in with a raid, but... Also, LB, Limit Break, shows that we can wield the power of Dynamis. Hi, Barry! Ah, Master Victor, you couldn't have appeared at a better time. You see, while patrolling the city, I chanced to sight a voidsent. Oh no. I immediately chased it down with the intent of eliminating it, but something about it struck me as odd. For one, it made no move to defend itself, but simply sat there, jiggling, which is why, against my better judgment, I decided to capture it instead. Having traveled to the Void, I dare say you have considerable knowledge of its denizens. If you have a moment, might I trouble you for an opinion on the creature's unusual behavior? Is it Ultros? Ultros is not a voidsent, sadly. I say sadly because that means we can't kill him. I'm truly grateful. Now, if you would follow me, the creature is being held in the Hall of the Radiant Host. Yeah, apparently Ultros was just an experiment of the Thaumaturge's Guild gone wrong. Keystone quest. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't do the. That's it. Yeah, it's because I did all the role quests, the job role quests. The last one is open to me. Thank you, Valerie. I don't know if I'll be able to get through that today. Because fun fact, today's Eric's birthday. So once he starts his stream, I'm gonna send you guys over to there to wish him a happy birthday. Hi, Danny. Isn't he also getting married soon? He is, which is partly why we're not continuing Golden K for a couple of weeks, because those are the weeks that I'm going to be traveling and he's going to be traveling and we're going to be going to the wedding. Did I do EX4? No, I did not. Maybe sometime soon. Next on the list is Eden Raid 12 Savage, because I want some glamour. Here it is. Oh, it's kind of cute. Surprisingly docile, even when I captured it. And there have been no reports of attacks prior to that. Even so, it's the nature of voidsent to prey on people for their ether. Perhaps it bides its time, waiting to carry out some manner of scheme. Give it an apple. Oh, also, once again, spoiler warning, this takes place after the 6.2 MSQ, so if you've not beaten 6.2 MSQ, this is your one warning.
You, I remember you. Yeah, you were at...
Wait, hold on. The voidsent are Italian, so...
Hey, you, I remember you.
Yes, you were at Troya. Please, you must help me. I don't know, is that offensive? Is that in poor taste? What do you need help with? Oh, you do understand me. He's Mario now. Hold on, I gotta I'm trying to come up with a voice.
I understand the mortal tongue well enough, but I don't have a mouth to produce the sounds. It's been a struggle to convey my thoughts. But not anymore! You can help me! Yes, you can!
You can converse with the voidsent? Amazing and convenient. Could you ask it why it came here? Just feed it some apples. That's what Zero likes.
When you and yours stormed the castle, I was caught up in the fighting and died. In the time I returned, I tired of fighting, so I fled using the gate to your world. Having just been reborn, however, my essence hasn't fully bound together yet. And so, when I emerged from the gate, it was as several sundered selves.
Jeez, that is a tongue twister.
Frightened and confused, they scattered. Following their trail led me here. My diminutive size allowed me to remain largely unseen. But by the same token, I do little more than sneak about. Each of us was weak and powerless. That's why we consumed one another in the first place. Together we were strong. I want you to help me find all of me, so that I can be whole again.
And what did you intend to do while you were here?
Why, I live here, of course. I've always wanted to. We still remember the past, you see. We remember when we were mortals. We long to have that life again, but we need your help, starting by reuniting us. We won't try to devour anyone, even if we're whole, I swear! You wish to learn more about the Void, yes? There is much we can teach you about those who rule its domain, about their past. Find the others, and they'll tell you all they know. No eating and no tricks. We have a bargain.
He said, Mamma Mia, spicy meatball spaghetti. So it's crossed over to our world to escape conflict, and now searches for the rest of itself? I understand voidsent are quite reliable when it comes to fulfilling a pact, and I dare say having one as an ally would benefit our research into another world. Very well. If you'd be so kind as to search for its kin, I will consult my superiors on how best to deal with them. I will call him Antonio. Yes. Until he has another name, he is now Antonio.
By that, I take it we have a bargain. Good, good. I sense 4 others close by. When you find them, you need only point them to this direction. Once they sense my presence, I can guide them to the rest of the way. Like me, the others have an interest in the lives of immortals. They are bound to be here in the city.
He's forming a mob. Ah, the Italians and their mobs.
Hey, I like the spicy meatball.
Oh, there we go.
What's that? I asked you to search for me in exchange for knowledge about powerful voidsent. I was still waiting to see this and that, but I suppose a deal's a deal. Those men over there, soldiers are they not? They used to have soldiers in our world too. There were lots of them during the Quantum Memoria. Back
from Weaver's warding, are you? I hear you fought well against the voidsent that slipped through. Come now, I merely did my duty. Haven't we all sworn to protect our nation, no matter the cost?
Protect our nation. Sound familiar, these words? There was, where was that I heard them? Ah yes, it was in the early days of Contra Memoria. The enemy had conjured a terrible eidolon that laid siege to a fortress. The garrison was made up of ordinary soldiers, men and women with no remarkable abilities, but led by their valiant commander, they fought bravely and desperately. They had to last until the Memorial arrived, the commander told them. Needed to hold out no matter the cost. A Memorial did eventually arrive, but not soon enough for the soldiers. Man, you should have had the voidsent lasagna. It was beautiful. Mamma mia, it was a spicy one, having struck down the Eidolon. The Memorial and his servants searched for the castle for survivors. They found only the dead.
Oh, is this the first time we've seen the 13th not covered in void?
But just when they had given up all hope, a faint groaning reached their ears. They rushed over to the sound and cleared away debris. To find the lone survivor, the garrison commander. Instead of joy, however, the sight of the man filled them with a lot of spicy anger.
Oh, jeez.
Your soldiers are slaughtered to a man, yet here barely a scratch on you. What's the meaning of this?
Oh, shit. Catman.
The Eidolon was savage but mindless. It was a simple thing to hide myself beneath fallen debris.
Hide. As commander, you had a duty to your men. You were supposed to put their lives before your own.
Spare me. My duty was to ensure the fortress stood, and it did. Besides, my death would have achieved nothing. Honor be damned. No, I'm sworn to protect our nation, and to do so I must live. It isn't my fate to fall here.
It isn't your fate, you say? Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Is he merely unconscious? Come, let us bury the soldiers and the commander with them. Jeez. Fate shall decide what becomes of him, whether he lives or dies. Very well, my lord. Yeah, you only turn Italian once you become a voidsent. Wait a minute, that was Ilmeg! That's Ilmeg! I know it's not really Ilmeg, but they're reusing assets, you know, for efficiency.
Funeral rites were later held for the fallen, but solemn tears quickly gave way to horrific screams as a body emerged from the earth, the commander. I can't die, I must live, the man is said to have declared. The people thought him a demon, a disheveled horror, muttering curses as he wandered off to regions unknown. Scamilione, they called him. Oh! A name befitting his newfound grisly visage, a name befitting a monster.
We killed that one.
We thought we buried him deep, but a mortal's desire to live is not to be underestimated. It's like a mama's pasta. You think you're finished with it, but there's always more. She just keeps piling on the plate. You're immortal, so I expect you to understand that desire. Well, that concludes my tale. I had best rejoin myself, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, God. Ah, that's a good observation. Valerie said that he was buried in the earth and became the earth elemental. Good observation. So, maybe Barbaricia, I don't know, fell? I don't know. Fell off of a high height. Suffocated. This is a side quest for post 6.2 MSQ. Apparently having to do with the voidsent. But why hair? Suffocation, I just told you. So this is where mortals consume ether. Yeah, this one's gonna be Mario. Dreading loneliness more than hunger.
Well, how very like me. If you don't mind, though, I'd like to observe the mortals a while longer. The food here is simply sublime. Why, I feel stronger with every bite, as if the Murga themselves were granted me with their blessing. The food is tasty, that's true enough. But no food is sublime as to be a substitute for proper training, my friend. Stronger with every bite, every feed. For my part of the bargain, I will tell you about how we voidsent became strong. Simply put, it depends on the quality and quantity of ether we harbor. When the world was consumed by darkness, the heroes known as Memoriates arose as powerful voidsent. In contrast, the vast majority of mortals, powerless and unremarkable as they were, became ordinary voidsent, like me. There were exceptions, of course, but one in particular I'll never forget. Ooh. Scarmiglione! Never had I seen a voidsent so craven. Even when pushed to the brink of starvation, he would prey only on the weaker than himself. He subsided on scant leavings and lived in constant fear and hunger. In the face of danger, a voidsent stronger than himself, fleeing was the only option. But a day came when he found his way barred.
How pitiful.
Skullbears.
Such overwhelming ether. Who is this?
Also, fun fact, Scarmiglione's voice actor is the same voice actor for Hermes. And Hermes' voice actor made a Twitch called, get this, Only Fan Daniel. So, and he's currently playing through the game. I don't know if he's still going, but yeah, Only Fan Daniel. He debunked that? Oh, okay, maybe it's not. It just sounds a lot like him. Okay, I could be wrong then.
You fled instead of facing your foe. Why? Why? I'm too weak. Why else? I would have been devoured. So, had you enough strength, you would have stood your ground. Very well then.
He said he's pretty sure he didn't voice. Yeah, that's true. Voice actors, they go through a lot of lines, so they can't remember all the lines that they say for every character. They go through, like, so much.
What's happening? Yes, I feel it. The power swelling within me. Lo, your foe returns. What have you done to me?
I granted you but a sliver of ether. 'Twas with the power you already possessed that you defeated your foe.
I possess such power.
Fear had clouded your eyes, blinded you to the strength you had attained feeding on the weak. If you would free yourself from their fear, then join me. You shall have a greater cause to live for and know true power. Curious how, in a world without death, the fear of it could be the key to great strength. The knight recognized this, recognized the voidsent's potential, and thus did he take them into his service.
That is kind of kind, but it all comes down to for what purpose?
Determined as he is to live, it wouldn't surprise me if he were still somewhere out there. He'd be even more powerful now, I expect, from all the devouring he would have done since, unlike your world, eating actually makes you stronger in hours. Well, I must be going now. The others are waiting.
Yeah. He would be so powerful right now. Yeah. This guy is in the 13th? Yeah. Well, was. We killed him. We killed Scarmilione. If you're talking about Golbez, Golbez is still in the 13th somewhere. Let's do this one. So I guess we're not going to learn about all the other voidsent. Yeah, we didn't technically kill him, but for all intents and purposes, he can't come back. Oh gosh, I'm running out of Italian accents.
What a refreshing breeze.
Luigi, yeah, there we go.
What a refreshing breeze. I'm to return to the other spa. They should have come here. Would you look at this beautiful place, boundless sky? Mortals take to the air from here, do they not? Would that I had wings to soar among the clouds myself. But we voidsent are not wont to roam, you see. The mightiest among us, Amogus, carve out domains, while the rest labor to stay in their good graces. Now, the master of the domain seldom ventures outside, for it is in one's territory that one is strongest. For some, however, such confinement proved trying, as was the case for a certain voidsent I knew.
Ah, this is Barbaricia.
I speak of the free spirit terror, Barbaricia. When she first established her domain, she whiled away the days waiting for her minions to bring her prey.
Yeah, of course the big strong lady would have tier 3 subs bringing her the ether instead of hunting.
The ether amassed...
Sorry, that was mean. I shouldn't have said that. Me, I'm the tier 3 sub.
The ether amassed from these offerings were devout to the singular pleasure of caring for her silky flowing locks, but the resources of her domain were not without their limits. It was only when none remained to oppose her that she realized she was a prisoner in her own domain, and unless she broke free, she would inevitably wither away alone.
Oh god, that is not as hot.
Not knowing what to do, she had fallen into the depths of despair when the hand of salvation came to pull her through.
At this rate, my precious hair will frazzle and fray, and I only the strength to leave my domain. If strength is what you desire, that is easily granted. Who are you? Ah! So much power surging through me! And what will you do with it? What is it you desire? What I desire? What I desire?
Ah, so she used the wind power to leave her domain. No, move her domain, so she could get more people.
You would move your domain. Impressive.
That I could do such a thing. What have you done to me?
I granted you ether, nothing more. It was your own will that made it possible.
Damn, Golbez is a nice self-help agent.
My will.
Even so, no matter where you go, this is naught but darkness. Where would your destination possibly be?
Destination? I have no need of such. I wish but to be free, like the wind.
In a world that has met its end, rare indeed is the soul who desires freedom so ardently that she could will her very domain to move. Recognizing this quality, the knight would grant her more power and a place of command in his mighty army.
Yeah, Golbez is really, like, good at self-motivation. He's like, I just gave you a little bit of money, and look how much you did with it by yourself. Look at you. It was all inside you the whole time.
A story worthy of our bargain, I trust. I might have had more to tell had I not fallen off her domain. It seems you mortals also have a fondness for flying. I certainly like to try riding one of those airships of yours. But perhaps another time. My other selves will be a blubbering mess if I don't hurry and rejoin them.
All right, last one. So we heard about the two, but there's only one more. Maybe we'll learn about the fire one last after we have all the pieces. I think Zero's around here now too. Oh. Yeah, I wonder what Golbez's end goal with them is. Like, he's helping them so that they can help him for a reason, for something further. My other self grows lonely, you say. I don't... I'm running out of voices. Shit. Wario? Wario and Waluigi are just like gruff Luigi.
My other self grows lonely, you say?
I'm not doing that. That is really rough on the voice. Ezio? Oh, I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a while. My other self grows lonely, you say? My apologies. It was my intent to seek out the others, but I was distracted by the bickering pair of mortals yonder. My goodness, but there's been some colorful language. To hells with your father. You shouldn't need this permission to just leave the goddamn house. Please, mind your language. What would father say if he were to hear you? Ugh, it's always father this, father that with you. I'm sick of it. You're your own woman now. Bloody act like one for a change. Colorful language. Oh, what? Why did I... I'm flip-flopping between my Italian and my Indian. Colorful language, yes? Not from the girl, though. Oh no, she appears to be quite well bred. I hope she's happier than the girl I knew long, long ago. I apologize to any actual Italians and Indians in my audience. Aww. That girl was born into a family of thugs who suddenly found themselves nobility. She was raised as a noblewoman and had servants tending to her every need.
But in the end, she was merely a beautiful bird kept in a gilded cage. Wanting her to be a proper lady, her parents presided over all aspects of her life. They decided everything for her, telling her what to say and do. Chafing from the fetters of her restrictive life, she solicited her handmaiden's aid and stole outside the manor, where she enjoyed a moment's bliss, unbeknownst to her parents, or so she thought. It was not long ago before her father dragged her back to her room, barring the door and windows, denying her even the simple pleasure of an afternoon breeze. Even the bird in the cage made chirp freely, but she wasn't even suffered to give voice to her desires. But she wouldn't be deterred. Having once tasted sweet freedom, she yearned for more, and one day she succeeded in sneaking out of the manor a second time. Why am I French now?
I am not doing a Hawaiian accent. That is one that I will not touch because I think that is actually like, because I'm an American, so that is territory that I don't think I should touch. That would be in poor taste.
You're late. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come.
If you're expecting your friends, I'm afraid they're not coming.
Father, how did you... What do you mean they're not coming?
I had known that some miscreants were cavorting in these parts, but to think that they'd dare to consort with my daughter, well, you needn't worry about them anymore. They're food for the fishes now.
Oh my god, did you kill them?
How could you do this, Father? Why must you torment me so?
Know your place, girl. There are means for our family to gain influence, and I won't have you sullying yourself with riffraff.
Ah, classism. Good. Man, this is just like Yahtzee all over again.
You will not leave your chambers save with my permission, nor will you disobey me again. If you do so, there will be severe consequences. Am I understood? I said, am I understood?
The number one villain in 14 is bad parents.
To hell. What did you say?
Oh, jeez. I said go to hell! Jesus. Oh my god! It's embedded in his skull! Whoa!
Oh, to think that it could be so exhilarating to speak my mind, to do as I please. No more living in a cage. From this moment on, I'm free. Free as the wind. Look at that, that's in his head! The young woman struck out on her own, and in her travels discovered her true calling, not in the halls of lords and ladies, but on the battlefield. She became a force of nature, famed for her striking beauty, which belied a terrible savagery. And with this new life she also claimed a new name, Barbariccia. Indeed, she found her freedom, but did she also find happiness, I wonder? I suppose I'll never know. Nor does it matter,
For the world that once was is no more. Oh, but goodness me, I'd better rejoin the others.
The 13th is Italy, yeah. Okay, well there's still 2 more voidsent lieutenants, so I don't know when we're gonna learn about them. Maybe next patch, I don't know. Because we killed 2 this patch. So, at this rate, 6.3, 6.4. Thing is, this will be the first time a 0.3 patch will not be the end chapter of the story, because usually patch 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 is kind of to wrap up loose ends, but most of the main loose ends. Oh God, Valerie, no! What are you doing running with that axe, Valerie? No. Most of the loose ends of Endwalker have been tied up, so they're setting up new story now.
Thank you so much for finding me. I hope the knowledge I had to share was worthy of our agreement.
How did you come to know the Archfiends?
My other selves lived quite desperate lives, both as mortals and a voidsent, though I suppose it is rather fortuitous that they cross paths with such powerful voidsent. But more importantly, what they could offer was more worthy of our bargain. For that I am glad. All that remains now is for us to rejoin and become a whole again. Come on, boys! Let's turn into a bigger spaghetti spicy meatball! Huh? Is it this not all of me? There can be no explanation. There is still more of me lost out there somewhere. But I don't sense them. Where could they have gone?
Will this have Endwalker and Shadowbringer spoilers? Yes. All of it. You mean there's more of them wandering about? By the sisters. At the very least, if what you say is true, they pose no threat to the people. Until the others can be found, we will keep these 5 under our care.
Should I sense the others nearby, I hope we can count on you to find them too.
Alright, so I guess next half of the story is next patch. Alright, that's nice, short and sweet. Yeah, okay, I might have time for the role quest yet. Before I do though, I am gonna go turn off the AC because it's cold. Okay. Oh yeah, the Tataru quest line. Okay, I'm gonna do the role quests and then the Tataru quests, because the role quests are right here. Alright, I did all the role quests and this is the capstone. Well, if it isn't Victor, all around good egg and champion of, well, the whole world, I suppose. Oh, you flatter me. Word travels fast, my friend. We've heard all about your exploits defeating the blasphemies that plague the good people of Eorzea and Doma.
Sadly, there are other fell beasts that yet want for slaying, but fear not, our efforts to bring them low proceed apace, and we've had naught but glad tidings from our allies. Perhaps the most surprising report came from Werlet, where soldiers led by the infamous Black Wolf fought alongside Alamegan troops for yet another hard-earned victory. Are we gonna see Gaius? Reports from Garlemald, however, suggest another blasphemy threat lurks in the snows, and we receive a petition for assistance. Strange, don't you think? When the effects of the final days began to spread in earnest, we encountered a great many monsters in Garlemald, but never a blasphemy. And to make matters worse, they say the Garleans who chose to remain and rebuild have begun transforming into yet more hideous creatures. From what I understand, it was you and your comrades who brought an end to the source of the final days, is that right? Even so, it would appear its effects will linger a while longer. Yeah, this is their meta justification for why you can do the job quests out of order after you beat Endwalker, which is supposed to stop the final days, but they need some kind of justification so they don't have to write an entirely different job quest story, basically. This is not a critique, by the way, this is just explaining, like, the real reason is because they have to account for you doing the quest in a different order. Until this malevolent influence on Akasha? They pronounce it Akasha, but I don't know if that's just the Indian accent. I'm just going to say Akasha. Subsides, I dare say this won't be the last time we hear of such sightings. As for the blasphemy, we have reasons to believe it is a great deal stronger than any we've faced thus far. Your strength and experience would prove quite valuable, if you're willing to help, of course. Yeah! Truly, our contacts in Charlian would be thrilled to hear it. Though they did not explicitly request your presence, it was clear from the first they were hoping for it. Though, if I may be frank, I was not expecting Charlian of all places to be so concerned with the present state of Garlemald, what with their strict policies of non-intervention. Perhaps we'll find the reason before this is all over. But that's an inquiry for another time. I'll not keep you any longer. Alright. Well, the thing about Charlian's non-intervention is they kind of got rid of that when they realized it's kind of a dick move. Hello. Victor, the Victor. It's an honor to have you with us, sir. I presume you've come to assist in our hunt for the blasphemy. Maxima and Lucia will be pleased to hear it. If you would come this way. Two of my favorite Garleans, along with Sid and Nero. It is good to see you, Victor. Though I wish it were under more fortuitous circumstances. We were reluctant to call upon you, knowing you but recently returned from the far reaches of the heavens, but we are no less glad for your aid. Now then, I believe it best if the man who first discovered this blasphemy explained the situation. Oh my god, it's Fortuno! Ah, Victor, good. We may forego introductions then. Thank you for answering our call for assistance. As for the situation at hand, it concerns a joint effort between the Forum and the Loporrits to find new purpose for the moon. While there is no longer need for a vessel to evacuate the star, we believe the moon yet prove of use to the people of Aetheris. After much contemplation, a rather ingenious proposal was put forward to transform the moon into a repository for man's knowledge, an archive of hitherto unseen scale. Scion has long had the honor of boasting incomparable repositories of world's knowledge, but is far from perfect. Should calamity befall us, natural or otherwise, the wisdom of the ages we have long labored to preserve would be lost. But the moon is beyond any such risk. What is more, it is beyond the jurisdiction of any one nation. Thus did we consult the allied nations of Eorzea, the Far East, and Razatan. They agreed to assemble a survey team to take measure of the moon and its potency as a potential as a repository. Our plans for assessment were forestalled, however, by the presence of an entity we believe to be a blasphemy in the Tower of Babel. Claims of Garlean citizens transforming into monsters shortly after its discovery only gave further credence to our initial supposition. But we've not only ill tidings to share. Reinforcements have been dispatched to aid us in quelling the blasphemy threat. Lord Artuarel and the member of Gridania's Keepers of the Entwined Serpents have already begun an investigation into the catalyst of these transformations. Though the skies are no longer burn, and the spread of this affliction is much curtailed, we must remain vigilant. Until the blasphemy threat has been quelled, Alphino and Alizé have graciously offered to help keep them calm the people of Tertium, while we attend to the people here. I'm gonna see my children again. But the matter of the blasphemy is not so easily resolved, I'm afraid. We recently met with a certain complications that have hindered our plans. Ugiri and Fordola are presently deliberating how best to resolve the situation. Perhaps it would be best if you heard the details directly from them. I should like to join you, if I may. As this endeavor was originally undertaken on Charlene's behalf, I feel it my responsibility to see it through to its conclusion.
Residual dynamis from Medion? I don't know, plot. The reason is plot for this story to happen. Maybe there's a proper reason, but it would be a lot of, like, reaching and stretching and conveniences explained away. I'm willing to, like, just accept, you know, for the story. It needs to happen so the story can happen. Oh, thanks, Anubis. Don't worry about pausing your subscription. If you need to pause your subscription, absolutely pause it away. I am not entitled to your money, though I appreciate it when it is given. Somehow I should have known you'd turn up eventually. I thought we became friends.
I did not expect to see you here of all places, but I am no less glad for your presence. I presume word of the blasphemy is what brought you here, in which case I believe it may be best if a member of the reconnaissance team's guard explain the situation.
Oh wait, it's the leader of the Company of Heroes.
An acquaintance of yours?
Hey, it's Lawrence. I forgot his accent. Oh, he's got like a pirate accent, doesn't he?
I would tell you were the odd worldly sort, but bugger me if I know where you heard my name before. I'm just a lowly sword for hire, hoping to flatten my purse with a touch of mercenary work after trading my leave for Limsa. The job sounded simple enough, but, well, I'm sure you wouldn't be here if it weren't, eh? But you didn't come all this way to hear about me, did you? The blasphemy we're after is making its nest in the upper reaches of the Tower of Babel. The auxiliary sector, I believe it was. Auxiliary. But it wasn't alone.
A sizable horde of beasts was circling around like knights protecting their queen. Naturally, we thought to strike from a distance before engaging in earnest, but not a single bullet reached its mark. They were protected by some manner of mystical shroud, as far as I could figure. Without a keen eye for magic, I don't see anyone get through. By the time we understood the futility of the situation, we'd been spotted. Retreat was our only option. Pains me to say it, but there won't be any brute force in our way through this one. My understanding was that once transformed, these blasphemies are completely devoid of ether. With what energies could it create such a barrier? That's the question, isn't it? My first thought was some heretofore unknown technique for conjuring shields. Needless to say, I'm out of my depth when it comes to matters of magic. Which is precisely why I plan to speak with the Elder Seatseer when she arrives. If anyone can help find a way to overcome the Blasphemy's protection, it's her. In the meantime, could we trouble you to help with the I can't do this. With the not so small matter of people changing in the beast. The Blasphemy horde was large enough when we first found it. We can't afford for more to join its ranks. Very well. We shall reconvene with Lord Atwarel and discuss strategy. Before you go, there's something else you should know about the tower. From the moment we set foot inside, I could swear there was someone or something watching us. I shrugged it off, thinking it was a figment of my imagination, but in hindsight, I'm not so sure. Nothing to worry ourselves about now, but let's keep on your guard when we do finally return to the tower, right? This has a lot high-tier characters involved. Well, yeah, because this is the Capstone, because we met all these characters during all the other role quests. So now they're all coming back. Capstone usually brings them all together. So you have to do all 5 of them before you can do this one. Victor, it is good to have you with us, my friend. Nice to meet you, Count Artuarel. Indeed, the road before us is not an easy one, and a man of your talent will prove invaluable to our efforts. We but recently returned from reconnaissance, wherein we made a few rather surprising discoveries. First and foremost, we were pleased to discover that no one residing within Camp Broken Glass or Tertium has returned, no doubt thanks to the concentrated efforts of Maxima, Alphino, and Alizé. And also for the fact that those are hub areas, and it would really, really suck to have blasphemies in those areas, so we opted not to even bother with the logistics. However, we have reason to believe that those who did turn all hail from Locus Ammonius. You mean Corvus, the Garlean's ancestral home. The very same. When the ill effects of the final days began to manifest there, a number of Garlean refugees from the region sought sanctuary in Garlemald. But the capital was already in ruins when they arrived. They were offered asylum, but many refused and instead chose to fend for themselves on the outskirts of the city. We are of a mind to go and speak with them directly. If you would care to join us, perhaps together we can learn what of their recent circumstances has triggered such terrible change among their people. Time being of the essence, I believe it prudent we split into 2 groups and cover as much ground as we may, as quickly as possible. If you and Master Fortuno would inquire about the people at Victor's Spoils, and the 2 of us should see what we may learn at Liminal Station 4. When you have finished, pray meet us there. Is Fortuno going to follow me? Am I going to have Fortuno companion? Boy, Ayo. Victor's Spoils is to the east of here, yes? Let us be off. Ah, boo.
To my spoils. Victor Quibble spoils.
That they should choose to reside here in the cold. I can but presume they will not be amenable to conversation. Even so, must not be deterred. Come. I don't have the button, I'm sorry.
You can get spoiled by Victor? Of course. I've got tons of Knight's bread and hot chocolate for all of chat. And it's about to be the cold weather now, so get ready. I know it's still summer for most of the world, but we're gonna get the cold weather soon. It's gonna be Halloween month. Can you guys believe it? Halloween month is next. After September. Do you remember? The 21st of September?
Can't imagine why you or anyone else would feign interest in our troubles, but if you insist. You'll find a great many of the people here were in the military at one time or another, some retiring with honors and others without. Sadly, I'm one of the latter, bore one too many scars in the battle. Even so, my contributions were enough to warrant leave to move to Sussus Amogus. It was a land of warmth and bounty. The Corvusai rebellion, admittedly, proved troublesome for a time, but it didn't take long for the Second Legion to quell their uprising. You could practically drown in the calm and quiet. And then one day, the skies came alive with flame. We were overrun by all manner of foul beasts born of our brothers and sisters. The Second Legion barely had time to assemble their forces before they were overrun and snuffed out. We barely escaped with our lives. But we were greeted only with more rack and ruin on our arrival here. Excuse me. And we've not the strength to take our home back from the Corvusai a second time. There's nothing left for us anyway.
Nope, can't go in there. There we go. Yeah, that was the thing. The Garlands didn't really want any of our help. They would rather die than get our help.
Talk? What is there to talk about? We've no home, no future, nothing. This doom spells the end for us all.
Come to hear our grievances, have you? We've more than you. We've more than you of time to hear then, I'm sure. We've lost not one but two homes. Our loved ones, our livelihood. There's nothing left. I've served my time with the military. Aye, for what? To lose all my friends, my sons. And there was naught to show for it but our claim to Locus Ammonius. Or so we thought. Calamity was visited upon us, for reasons we know not. And when we thought to flee, I followed our heels to Garlemald, ruin and ash at every turn.
Do you learn aught of how they came to be in such dire straits?
Well, they were driven from their homes. And then again. And again.
I see. I've heard much of the same. The military force of the Scions were defeated in the wake of the final days. Desperate to survive, they naturally fled to Garlemald seeking sanctuary. It was their hope that the might of the Empire would allow them to reclaim the home they were forced to abandon, but the capital was already in ruins when they arrived. Needless to say, the lands they have long believed to be the ancestral home of the Garlean people may remain forever lost to them. Those unfamiliar with history would believe they have always resided in the bitter cold climes of the northern Ilsabard, but that was only after the Corvusai invaded 800 years prior. With the advent of Magitech, I imagined it was all too easy for Emperor Solus to rally his people and take back what they believed to be rightfully theirs. Yet history would tell us true, that the land they call Scions has been known by other names and served as home to myriad peoples. Indeed, one need only look back at the Allegans' reign, the fucking Allegans, in the Third Astral Era to give the lie to Garlean claims of sovereignty. Yet even they had such ancestral ties to Scions, antecedent cannot justify their animosity to foreign peoples.
You mean even if they had a rough past, it doesn't make it okay to be racist? What? Crazy. Crazy talk. I thought having tragic backstory justified you being awful. Dang it.
Animosity poorly veiled by delusions of justice, as has been the case for so many nations throughout history. Would that man have the same sense and strength of will to break free from such chains of hatred?
Help! Somebody help! They've turned!
Another monster. Quickly, Victor. We haven't the moment to lose.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
Oh, the old guy?
One of my mates seemed unwell, so I thought to come here and look in on him. Next thing I knew, he...
No one appears to be injured. Did he not attack?
He just walked off in the direction of the tower, in a daze, as if it were calling to him.
He could not have gone far. If you would go after him, I'll remain here and see that all are accounted for.
It was not by my hand that I was once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
What did the Allegans do this time? Luckily, this time, nothing. Actually, the Allegans did one thing good this time, and it's proved that what the Garleans believed to be their homeland was not in fact their original homeland as they believe it to be. You know, it's like, oh, we were here first. It's like, no, you weren't. So it proved the Garleans wrong, which is good.
The beast is slain then. Thank the heavens. For a blessing no others have turned, and a measure of calm has been restored, if only for the moment. Witnesses were able to offer a clue as to the source of the transformation. They claimed the afflicted was listening to this radio. Even now it continues to play the same cryptic message. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Empire, no more. Never again. Rise. Ashes. Though distorted by radio static, you can hear a voice saying the Empire is no more. Never again shall it rise from the ashes. But how is this possible? There are no facilities left standing that could possibly deliver a broadcast. Bleh. Talking with Invisalign is very hard. Yeah, last time this happened, it came from the Tower of Babel. Be that as it may, Anima is no more, and the Tower of Babel has fallen into disrepair, by your hand no less. Which begs the question, who, or perhaps what, could be behind this? Victor, Master Fortuno, a moment if you would. Shortly after we finish our inquiry at the Liminal Station 4, Lord Emmerich and Master Admiral Merwib had arrived and requested an audience. Apologies for our late arrival. Knowing firsthand the devastation of which blasphemies are capable, I discussed the matter with the Admiral, and we were of one mind on the situation warranting our immediate presence. Is it safe to presume a representative of the survey team has already arrived? Indeed, I have. Thank you for coming all this way on such short notice. Recent events here at the camp have proven most enlightening. And this is the aforementioned radio. A harsh reminder of their misfortune, sufficient to push some wayward few over the edge, it would seem. Yet there still remains the question of who is sending this message, and from where. For glory everlasting? For Garlemald? No, it couldn't be. Varus? You recognize this message. A mantra often spoke by Lord Nerva. Anyone who lived in the provinces under his authority could scarcely forget those words. He sought to claim the throne after the assassination of Emperor Varus, did he not? After civil war broke out, he all but disappeared according to the intelligence we managed to gather. How could he have managed to breach the tower undetected? To have done so, and remained unnoticed by the creatures infesting the tower seems a nigh impossible task. Unless... Oh, Nerva is the blasphemy. Oh, Nerva went into a deep despair after they couldn't secure the throne, most like. In a manner of speaking, yes. Not as the man he once was, but as a blasphemy. Robbed of the throne and forced to watch the empire he longed to command crumble before his very eyes, if such loss did not drive him to the same fate as Quintus, the despair he felt no doubt overcame and turned him. Nerva's delusions of grandeur aside, the Garlean's plight sounds not unlike the Sahagin.
Oh, hi Brett. Hey. Thanks for cheering me up earlier. Hi everybody. Hi Brett, you're the best. Oh, I love you too, man. Brett, if I ever meet you, I'm gonna hug the fuck out of you, man. You're really good. Everybody should know that Brett's really good. Sorry, I tried to hold it together. Thank you. Brett's good. Follow him. He makes good content. He's a good DM. He's an amazing DM. He's an amazing friend. Thank you. If you're curious why I'm getting emotional, I had a rough day today, and Brett and a bunch of other friends were very kind and pulled me out of it. Thank you. And my friends are the best friends in the world because that's the kind of friends that you need. Okay, I can get through this. Indeed, though unscrupulous at any measure, the Garleans found solidarity in their ideology, as did the people of Ishgard in the church. Adrift without home or purpose, it is all too easy for despair to take hold. Would that a remedy were as simple as offering them land as we did the Sahagin? In all likelihood, the Garleans will refuse to settle for aught less than what they believe to be their ancestral homeland of Locus Ammonius, a claim that the Corvosi would readily take arms to denounce. We would do well not to further fan the flames of animosity twixt them. Yeah, you have a good day too, Brett. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for being a good guy. Then perhaps, at the very least, we can offer them peace of mind and a means to regain some semblance of stability in their lives. Yeah. Ishgard Restoration, here we go. By no means an easy solution, but perhaps the only one worthy of pursuit. Of course, the new Garlemald must remain a sovereign nation, free from the oversight of others. Isn't Locus Ammonius where Graha's from? Yes. Corvos is the continent that is the origins of the Makote people, where they were enslaved by the ancestors of the Garleans and also the Alligans, I think. Actually, I could be wrong about the Garleans, but they were enslaved by the Alligans. So, yeah. Cat boys and cat girls were canonically oppressed. Aye, they would see no meaning in it otherwise. If I'm not mistaken, Alphino and Alizé have already made strides in helping the people here regain some normalcy to their day-to-day living. A most important first step, but it will mean little without proper leadership. Rather than single individual, perhaps a governing body of sorts would prove more efficient. There are a number of former Senate members among the refugees at Camp Broken Glass, as I recall. With their help, creating the framework for new governance is not an impossibility. Then let us call the people together and see what they make of our proposal. It'd be awesome to go there with Graha in 7.0. Yeah. So far, our options for potential places in 7.0 are Corvos, the 13th Reflection, i.e. the World of Darkness, Mericidia, and the New World. Lots of options. The final days has taken much from you all. I can but imagine the pain you feel and to face such immeasurable loss. And though the final days have averted, its effects yet linger, and a blasphemy has been born of your suffering.
Decisive action must be taken before further harm is wrought upon you. To overcome such adversity is too great a task for any one person, but as a people united, there may yet be hope for the morrow. While it is not our place to decide how you will move forward, we will offer a small measure of guidance. We were told a number of former members of your Senate yet remain among you. Would you be amenable to an interim government led by these individuals until such a time as Garlemald can be rebuilt?
Rebuild Garlemald? Is such a thing truly possible?
Even if we could cobble together some governing council, they won't be making anything from that pile of ash we dare call Garlemald.
I would have liked to seen Garlemald in its prime, if just to marvel at the architecture. The imperialistic, oppressive, colonizing architecture.
There's no going back to the Locus Ammonius either. Rack and ruin, those are our only options.
I realize to rebuild Garlemald is a seemingly impossible task, but you needn't undertake it alone. My children are working with the members of the First Legion as we speak to begin an organized relief effort. And there are others from provinces, no doubt, willing to lend their expertise. You need but ask, not as would-be conquerors, but as brothers and sisters of the Star, and others will heed your call. If you should see no merit in the rebuilding of Garlemald, then I would instead offer you residency in Scion. I promise you will be welcome with open arms.
Scion? So now you'd expect us to go and lick boots in some country we've never heard of?
Bro, he was just given an option.
My apologies if I appeared overly forward in my proposition. Considering our strict policies of non-intervention until but recently, it is not surprising that you are unfamiliar with my homeland. It is an island nation to the north, home to myriad peoples, which is why I believe it would not prove difficult to accommodate you and yours. To be clear, you would not be migrating to Scion to live in servitude. You have my word that each and every one of you would be guaranteed citizenship upon entry.
And why exactly would you go to such lengths for us? For the conquerors you barely know?
Because it's the right thing to do, and it gives you a chance to answer for the potential crimes that you've done, so that you can fix your mess. I don't know, taking responsibility, that sort of thing. You know, that I think that's a thing that some people think that, oh, so the Garleans are off the hook? No, they gotta fix shit. But in order to fix shit, they kind of need to be alive.
Scion was long aware of the coming doom that would be the final days, and so we were preparing to evacuate the Star, taking as many people and resources as our stores would allow. Initially, it was our intent to save the people of Garlemald as well, but we had not forgotten your transgressions invading Alamigo, your rejections of entreaties, our entreaties for peace. After a great deal of deliberation, it was decided that we would forego an invitation to Garlemald, a determination made with great trepidation.
Yeah, they could have left you.
We had convinced ourselves it was ultimately for the greater good. though I can think of at least one individual who would continue to protest.
Oh, he's learned from Alphino. And his dad.
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom. It is indolence.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Sage counsel I brazenly cast aside when confronted with the final days in earnest. But Victor here and his companions refused to forsake those who were otherwise unwilling to save. With greater risk to themselves, they achieved the impossible, and opened my eyes to the errors of the Forum's decision.
If all other roads lead to ruin regardless, perhaps we should at least consider it. Yeah, those were Louis Suar's words. The twins quoted a lot, but it was from him first.
Then it would be my pleasure to invite you all to Camp Broken Glass, where you shall have warm food and beds both.
Yay. Still never apologized? Yeah, he did. Towards the end of Endwalker, he was like, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I am so proud of you.
Admiral Merwib and I shall speak with Maxima and the others, and consider how best to assist the Garleans moving forward. Should we broach the subject of the blasphemy, however, we will not hesitate to call upon you.
I'm a tank, so I'm gonna take the strength one. Yes, I mean, obviously he was in the wrong, but he did it. He was willing to take the hatred of his children so that he could save them from the final days. Like, he went to Eorzea to make a scene so that they would be tempted to come to Sharlayan so he could put them on the rocket and save them. And he didn't care how much they hated him for it. He was still willing to do it anyway.
With the Garleans' hearts at ease, the likelihood of others turning has greatly diminished. That said, it is no cause for us to grow complacent.
It's for your own good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't say he was right, but it came from a place of love.
We must needs find a way to overcome the Blasphemy's protective warding. If I understand correctly, a Blasphemy's behavior is oftentimes influenced by the memories and emotions of its originator, in which case it would be prudent to learn more of the man who birthed this monstrosity. How fortuitous, then, that a number of soldiers from the 3rd Legion are in our custody. For a mercy, their tempering was not so severe as to be beyond our ability to heal them. They are presently being treated at Camp Broken Glass. Perhaps the camp's intelligence officer can tell us who among them knows aught of Nerva's whereabouts.
He was also a massive dick with how he did it. That's fair. Not gonna disagree with that. Because that is just, he did do that. Whether or not it's justified, I think will vary.
I think you are okay to believe whichever that it was or was not. I see. Perhaps it'd be best if you speak with Virgillia, the legatus of the Third Legion. She's still on the mend. Oh yeah, we fought her! But on the Chirurgeons, but the Chirurgeons aren't in the... sorry, excuse me. Aren't like to oppose a brief conversation. If you would wait here for a moment. Oh man, so I'm eating like a new kind of diet of food. Oh wait, actually, one second, I'm gonna check my door real quick, speaking of. I'll be like 5 minutes, chat, so sorry. Okay. I think that burp just saved me like about 2 weeks of meals. So basically what I was gonna say is I've currently been on like a meal plan from the service called Factor _ and it's basically kind of like not quite like, what's it called? It's like basically delivering pre-made meals to your door. Of course, being refrigerated / frozen with ice packs, because I have a busy schedule and I don't really have as much time to cook because of how many things that I'm doing nowadays. Yeah, Blue Apron, HelloFresh, yeah. Although you don't have to cook it, you just heat it up in the microwave, which I know has its own problems, but it's definitely healthier stuff that I have been eating. Although I'm still very picky when it comes to my vegetables, especially. But I'm still managing to eat it. I'm forcing myself, and what really helps is I put it in a food processor and basically grind it up into a paste and eat it with rice. Yeah, it is definitely pricey. Yeah, I'm not actually sponsored. But I'm trying to eat healthier, and for a lot of veggies, I don't like their texture, so I grind them up in a food processor / blender, pour it over rice, and eat it with some protein. And it's been working out. And I basically, what happened just then is I burped, and I felt the taste of carrots, which was nasty because I don't like carrots. And it reminded me, oh wait, my faxer shipment should be coming today. And I got it. Before it all melted in the hot summer Louisiana heat. Eorzeus champion, I presume, and one of his cohorts. Oh dang, she pretty. What business have you with me? Ilsabard is faced with an imminent crisis, and we believe the knowledge you bear may be key in stopping it. Yeah, we fought her in that big battle where we played as a bunch of the Scions and then the Warrior of Light came in. Thus do we believe the Blasphemy to be Nerva. His whereabouts in the wake of Garlemald's fall, or lack thereof, gives credence to our theory. Lord Nerva. From what we have pieced together thus far, you were one of the last to see him alive. Please, will you not share with us what you know? Oh, cooperative. Very well. No, I suspect what meager knowledge I possess shall avail you not. It's like the nutrient paste. Well, it probably tastes better, because it actually tastes like food. See, I can get over the taste. It's just the texture of a lot of veggies. Like zucchini. I love zucchini. I don't like how, I don't know, like firm it is. I last spoke with Lord Nerva shortly after warring with the First Legion began. Cloistered within the lower levels of the Cenaculum Imperialis, he spent the bitter part of the day listening attentively to the radio. He seemed hopeful, or perhaps desperate for news that the tide might turn in our favor. The next day, I left for the front line. It was there I heard a terrible noise, which I presume came from the Tower of Babel. When the darkness took me, and I remembered not, then the darkness took me, and I remember not after that. I was told the radios protected those close to them from the effects of the tower, in which case Lord Nerva would have remained unaffected. But he has ever been devoted to Garlemald, for glory everlasting, he would say. To watch the empire he loved so dearly crumble, I can think of no one who would be more stricken by the sight. It would seem we were right to assume what became of Nerva. And it does not surprise me the beast would choose to make its nest within the Tower of Babel. It stands atop the remains of the Imperial Palace, and the throne he revered so highly. That's right, if you do the Tower of Babel dungeon, right at the last elevator, you can see the throne room where Xenos fought Varus and killed him, and Gaius fought Xenos, and Estinian fought Xenos, and basically where Xenos and Varus were for like the majority of Stormblood. But the Empire is no more, and Lord Nerva, apparently, is no longer the man he once was. He deserves to be laid to rest, together with his dreams of glory. We will fell the beast. You have my word. Apologies for the interruption. Kane Senna has arrived and we're ready to depart. 'Tis good to see you, Victor, Master Fortuno. I have spoken with Lawrence of the ward protecting the Blasphemy, and I am quite confident some manner of ether-based magic bars our path. If I may be so bold, Elder Seedsir, we reached the same conclusion initially, but that simply is not possible.
These creatures born of the final days are devoid of ether. As such, they would be unable to produce such a barrier in a manner of which we are accustomed. Do you suppose it is possible they manipulated dynamis to achieve a similar effect? I too thought to diminish the notion of a barrier fueled by ether. That is, until I stepped foot here in Garlemald. Even now I can sense streams of ether flowing towards the tower. Its purpose was, after all, to harvest reserves of energy sufficient to reach the moon. Even if one was capable of manipulating ether directly, it stands to reason control of the tower would alleviate such a need. It is merely conjecture, of course. I cannot say for certain until I have examined the currents with mine own eyes. Might I ask you to accompany us? I would join you as well, if I may. My injuries would keep me from being of use in battle, but my knowledge of the land should serve just as well as my blade. I would not be opposed to your company, but it is not my decision to make.
She may go, so long as she remains under watch by you and the others.
Very good. Might I suggest we begin at the Regio Urbanissima. God, these Roman names. I sense the greatest confluence of ether in that vicinity.
Urbanissima. Okay. Urbanissima. Latin. Sorry, not Roman. I mean, the Romans spoke Latin, right? It's like Mexico in Spanish. Like, there is no Mexican, there is Spanish. There is no Roman, there is Latin. Ancient Romans spoke Latin. What do Romans nowadays speak? Is it like their own dialect? Italian? Yeah, I thought so. That makes sense. Traveling Lemon, thank you.
As I thought, the ether streams here flows towards the tower, as do all others in this region, no doubt.
Where's the Golden K? I'm working on it. Sorry, I'm taking a little while.
This convergence first began when the Telophoroi erected spires in all corners of Eorzea to fuel the Tower of Babel. But once destroyed, this divergence of ether should have ceased.
Alright, whoever you are, if you have business with us, quit your skulking about in the shadows and speak your piece. Was you there in the tower, wasn't it? Oh.
Is it Euless?
Oh, fucking Nero.
My, you're sharper than you look. You. I recognize you. Nero, yes? Why are you following us?
Who said I'm following you? Being a native of Garlemald, does it not stand to reason I might be inclined to come and see what has become of my home?
I know not what you are scheming, but we've no time to entertain your games. Perhaps Master Garland would make better company for you. No, spare me. I'm a man of great ambition and greater intellect, far beyond the scope of anything Garland could hope to achieve. He still keeps his head in the clouds, while I would set my sights on the stars beyond. Which is why you snuck into the tower. Like us, you couldn't get past the Blasphemy to reach the transporter. Yes, well, I was very much hoping you would dispense with that little obstacle. Then, having caught wind of your plans, curiosity compelled me to see if you were truly up to the task. Do you have reason to believe we are not? Or perhaps does the great genius Nero mean to dispense with the blasphemy himself? Far be it from me to steal your glory, having come all this way, but as I am feeling generous, I will tell you that what I've learned from my time in the Tower of Babel. I was able to access the systems, you see, and discover one of those dreadful spires still appears to be active. Impossible. They all vanished when Anima was destroyed. Yes, and I've heard your escapades reclaiming the remnants of the Emperor, but hopefully you failed to reclaim his entire... obviously, you failed to reclaim his entire body. As it stands, a piece remains powering a tower at Fabrica. Ah, yes, that's right. Fandaniel chopped up Varus's body and planted the individual pieces to be the various different Telophoroi towers. Yeah. Ah, yes. The manufacturing district, just north of the erstwhile Imperial Palace. A rather impressive feat considering how these lands are so utterly devoid of ether, barely enough to sustain life, let alone the spire. But if one were to use Varus's remains to forcibly create a confluence of sorts... Precisely, and from what I gleaned from the tower systems, his heart serves as its core. Coursing not with the blood, but your precious ether, and now Nerva has... coursing not with blood, but your precious ether, and now Nerva has amassed a surfeit to shore up his defenses. How fortuitous he should find so perfect an impetus for his design stolen from better minds than his own. How very like him. Oh, did I say that out loud? You'll forgive me if I fail to show concern for your ire. If what you say is true, these lands could never hope to recover from such a paucity of life energies. We must hurry and find Varus's heart, to both spare the land this wanton harvesting, and deny the blasphemy the source of its protection. Are we to presume you have any intentions of aiding us? As I've said, I've no intention of stealing your glory, though I fear victory may soon slip through your fingers if I do not act quickly. The Tower of Babel was designed specifically for Anima to serve its core, Nerva forcing himself upon the system has caused it to grow increasingly unstable. If my calculations are correct, and they always are, it will not be long before his presence triggers a system meltdown. The resulting explosion will destroy whatever tenuous streams of ether breath life into the lands of Garlemald. But more importantly, we will lose our only means of reaching the moon. The heavens forfend denied my genius. How very fortunate. How very unfortunate. In any event, 'twould seem that time is of the essence. Now, but Nero always makes it somehow be about him, huh? It's all well and good, but even if we know which district to search, finding the heart will be like looking for a needle in a bloody haystack. Actually, I may know where we can start. It's all rather hazy, but I still have vague recollections of my time serving Anima when I was enthralled.
Oh, Xenos? Did I say Xenos? I meant Nero. Sorry, there's two Garlands with EO names.
We were commanded to erect some manner of facility tucked away in the corner of Fabrica. I remember not what it was for, but it's a good place as any to begin our search. Certainly sounds promising, but surely this facility will be heavily guarded. Then maybe it'll be for the best to divide our forces. If it's just the four of us, it shouldn't prove too difficult to sneak inside and find the heart. Meanwhile, our main forces can stay ready to storm the Tower of Babel when the barrier gives out.
Be safe.
Have fun and be safe. This is Levia.
This is Thancred.
What? Very well. We shall return at once. A number of Garleans have left camp for the Tower of Babel. They have They have somehow misunderstood the threat of the tower and convinced themselves that Nerva has taken refuge there, still clinging to their ill-placed patriotism, no doubt. They could not have gone far. If we act quickly, perhaps they can be found before they come to harm. A wise man would not waste his time on a few wayward refugees. I thought you Sharlayan scholars knew better. To ignore the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom, sir.
Ooh, quoting your dad at everybody now.
If it is all the same to you, Victor, I would join you. I will return to camp and begin preparations for our assault on the tower.
He said the thing. He said the phrase. He said the Louisois.
And I suppose I shall go as well.
All right. Much as I would like to continue, I'm actually really tired. Long story short, I don't want to bring the stream down, but earlier today I had a rough day, just being stupid. Admittedly, I was stupid. It's my own fault that the stupid stuff happened. I argued with stupid people on the internet, and they got their stupid way by seeing me be stupid and angry, which is what they want. They want attention. And it made me really upset. And I don't know why. I continue to argue with them, but I think that took a lot of energy out of me. But this stream really brought my hopes up, as well as the nice messages from people and my friends. So yeah, I'm gonna send you over to another friend. I hope you guys give him a lot of love today, since today is his birthday. He is not streaming right now, but he will be, so follow to get the notification for when he does. Raid generic skybox. So yeah, today is his birthday, so when he goes live, I want you to wish him a big happy birthday. All right, bye guys.